Okay, so get this. AI that doesn't just spit out answers, but actually thinks things through step by step. That's what OpenAI is trying to do with these new models, O1 Preview and O1 Mini. We're doing a deep dive today on those. We'll break down what makes them different from other models, how OpenAI is trying to make them safer, and what challenges there might be. You know how some AI models just kind of blurt out the first thing that comes to mind? These O1 models are supposed to be different. They use something called chain of thought reasoning. It's like when you're solving a word problem, you don't just shout out the answer right. You got to think through the steps, show your work. And that's what OpenAI is trying to do. Make the AI lay out its reasoning process so it's more transparent and easier to understand. And what's cool is this approach isn't just about making AI smarter, it's about making it safer too.
Yeah, that's the hope anyway. That with this transparency comes a greater ability to control the AI. If they can get these models to think step by step, it should be harder to trick them into breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, O1 is more resistant to those jailbreaks, those prompts that people use to make AI go rogue.
Right, like handing someone a rule book and then finding a loophole to rewrite the whole thing, except it's tricking the AI into doing something it shouldn't. So OpenAI is really banking on this chain of thought approach to stop that. But is it really foolproof? What are the trade-offs? Let's find out. So this AI can reason, can show its work, but how does that work in the real world? Well, the OpenAI system card, that's what we're looking at today. It highlights some pretty amazing things, especially in a few areas.
One of the areas where these O1 models really stand out is coding. Um, this AI can understand complex coding concepts. It can write code, solve problems, even pass job interview tests, like the ones meant for human programmers.
Okay, that's impressive and a little scary, right? We always hear about AI taking our jobs, and now O1 Mini is passing coding interviews.
Yeah, but it shows how this chain of thought processing helps O1. It breaks down complex tasks, like writing code, into smaller steps. And that's more like how human programmers think.
So it's not just spitting out code, it's actually problem solving, like it's got a little programmer in its brain.
Exactly. And this ability to break down those complex tasks, it helps in other areas too, like languages.
Oh, right. The system card says that O1 Preview is quite the polyglot. It understands and generates text in tons of languages. It even beat GPT-4 in a test across 14 languages.
And that's not just about AI being good at languages. Think about global communication. No more language barriers. Accurate real-time translations. Imagine AI language learning tools that adapt to you.
Okay, now that's a feature I can get behind. But it can't all be good, right? The system card also mentions these hallucinations. And no, we're not talking about AI seeing ghosts.
Right. Hallucination in AI means the model is making things up.
Right.
And here's the thing. Even though O1 is supposed to be more accurate, it can make these hallucinations sound really convincing.
So, like that friend who tells a story with so much detail that you almost believe them, even
Mhm.
though you know it can't be true. Except this friend is a super intelligent AI, and the story could have huge consequences.
Exactly. Because 011 is so good at reasoning, it can create these super elaborate explanations that sound totally logical,
Yeah.
even if they're based on fake information.
So, it's even harder to spot the lies. So, how do we avoid being tricked by this AI? I mean, it can code, speak multiple languages, and tell a story better than Shakespeare.
Well, that's where OpenAI's preparedness framework comes in. They're trying to predict and stop those risks before they become huge problems.
Preparedness framework
Hmm.
sounds kind of serious. So this preparedness framework, it's like a digital safety net for AI.
I guess you could say that. It's more about figuring out where to put those safety nets, right? Like they're trying to predict the risks.
Yeah.
Even if the models look good in testing, like what about cybersecurity threats? Or what if someone uses it to create, I don't know, harmful biological agents?
Well, hold on. Harmful biological agents.
Mm,
That sounds like a sci-fi movie.
right. But it shows that we have to think about everything, even the stuff that seems crazy. OpenAI actually says O1 is a medium risk in some areas,
Hmm.
like for persuasion
Right.
and, yeah, even bioengineering.
So even with all this chain of thought stuff, someone could still use O1 for bad things.
Well, there's always that risk
Yeah.
with any new technology, right?
Yeah.
But the point is, OpenAI knows about these risks,
Yeah.
and they're trying to stop them. That's the whole point of the preparedness framework.
That's good, I guess. But how do they actually control these models once they're out there? It's not like they can just keep an eye on O1 all the time, right?
Well, they can try. One idea is to use that thing that makes O1 different, that whole explaining its reasoning thing. Researchers want to use that to monitor the AI's decisions.
So it's like, O1 has to keep a diary, and OpenAI can read it. But what if someone hacks into the diary? Or what if O1 gets too smart and starts writing things we don't understand?
I mean, those are the big questions, right? No one really knows the answers. But these O1 models, they give us a glimpse into the future of AI, where AI can think more like humans. And that's exciting, but it's also scary because we need to make sure that AI is working with us, not against us.
Yeah, it's both exciting and scary at the same time. It's like we're entering a whole new world, and what we do now
Yeah.
will determine what that world looks like. So we've gone from AI that just gives answers to AI that explains how it thinks. And that's a good step. But we still have a lot to figure out. These O1 models are just the beginning. They show us that we need to be careful, we need to keep learning, and we need to keep asking questions about how to build AI that is safe and beneficial for everyone. So thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground.